Let's be honest, the word brainstorming can kind of make you groan, right? Too often, it's just another meeting that doesn't really go anywhere. But what if we could actually fix that? Today, we're going to dive into how you can turn those dreaded meetings into high-energy sessions that actually spark brilliant, actionable ideas. I mean, we've all been there. You get everyone into a room, the energy is good for maybe 10 minutes, and then crickets. A couple of people do all the talking, and you walk out with a handful of ideas that don't really excite anyone. The good news? It's a totally fixable problem. And it's not about trying harder. It's about using this smarter playbook. All right, so here's the secret sauce. Any great brainstorming session really just comes down to two key ingredients. First, you need that high energy to keep things moving and to help people make those creative connections. And second, and this is huge, you absolutely need an open atmosphere, a place where everyone feels safe to throw out even the wildest ideas without getting shut down. So, how do you actually create that environment? Well, you use the right tools for the job. We're about to walk through 4 awesome techniques that you can add to your creative toolkit starting right now. First up, we've got a classic for a reason, the round robin. It's super simple, really structured, and it's fantastic for making sure everyone gets a word in. The idea is simple. You just go around the room and each person shares one idea per turn. That's it. And here's why this works so well. This structure is basically the kryptonite for the loudest voice in the room problem. It forces everyone to have equal airtime. This gives the quieter, more methodical thinkers in your group the space they actually need to contribute. You end up with a much richer and more diverse stream of ideas. Okay, next tool in the box is Brainwriting. And trust me, this one can be a total game changer, especially if you want to avoid that classic groupthink trap. The core concept: everyone spends a few minutes writing their ideas down silently, before a single word is spoken. And that separation is so important. Think about it. The moment the first person speaks, their idea becomes an anchor, right? It can, without anyone even realizing it, pull everyone else's thinking in that same direction. By having that silent time first, you guarantee you get a way wider range of original thoughts before the group starts to influence each other. All right, get ready for a fun one. This next method is a little weird. It's called the worst idea method. Yep, you heard that right. The goal is to intentionally come up with the absolute worst, most terrible, most ridiculous solutions you can think of. What this does is it just instantly shatters that pressure to be brilliant and tells our inner critic to take a hike. And this is where the magic happens. By figuring out why an idea is so terrible, like, say, an app that's impossible to navigate, you're actually defining what makes a great idea. Suddenly, you're not stuck anymore. You're having a real conversation about what intuitive design actually means. The worst idea literally becomes a reverse blueprint for what you should be doing. Okay, our last technique is storyboarding. This is perfect for all you visual thinkers out there, and it's especially powerful for problems that involve a process or, a user's journey. Instead of just making a list of ideas, your team actually draws out the story of how a solution would work, step by step. So you might start by drawing the user's problem. Then you'd show how your solution comes into their life. And finally, you map out what success looks like for them. This whole narrative approach, it forces the team to really put themselves in the user's shoes. You start thinking through all the practical details and spotting issues or opportunities you would have totally missed with just a bulleted list. So, you've done it. The whiteboard is covered in sticky notes. You have a ton of ideas. Awesome. But a brainstorming session is a total waste of time if you don't answer the big question, now what? This next part is absolutely critical. It's how you turn all that creative energy into an actual plan. And it's a pretty simple 3-step process. First, you cluster. Start grouping similar ideas together. This is where you'll start to see the big themes emerge. Next up, you vote. This is often called dot voting. You give everyone, say, 3 little stickers to put on their favorite ideas. It's a super quick, democratic way to see what's resonating. And finally, the most important step, you pick. You choose 1 or 2 of those top ideas to actually move forward with, and you assign an owner and a clear next step. That final commitment, that's what makes this a real work session, not just a fun activity. So there you have it. We've talked about the foundation for a great session and walked through 4 really powerful techniques. Let's just wrap this all up. This idea right here really says it all. Having a process, a structure, isn't the enemy of creativity. Not at all. It's actually what helps you channel it. It gives you the guardrails to go from that anything is possible phase to a focused, tangible outcome that can actually get done. And that brings us to the end of our little tour. You now have a full toolkit to run brainstorming sessions that are way more productive, more creative, and honestly, a lot more fun. Just remember, the goal isn't just about having more ideas. It's about having better ideas that have clear next steps. So the only question left is, which one are you going to try first? Thanks for tuning in.